How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be featuring the Provincien, the Tier 7 Premium Dutch Light Cruiser. So the Provincien, not really a ship that I play that often at Tier 7, although considering that this ship does have good AA, and honestly the reason I don't play Tier 7 being that I'm trying to dodge CVs as much as I can, this ship that you generally will build into AA because it is one of the better anti-air ships at Tier 7. Uh, we probably don't actually run into carriers as often, which, like this match, we don't, as we do have AA mod in the first and fourth slot. Uh, yeah, I mean, if you build that much AA, you probably won't find a CV, which is ultimately good, just because, well, CVs are rather annoying. But also, unfortunately, on the opposite end, we don't have a destroyer in this match, so we're not gonna quite have the spotting that we would like, especially when there may be situations where we can essentially farm over an island like we sort of are now, and then drop airstrikes over the island if battleships so choose to sit bow in, which I'm kind of assuming this Massachusetts might do because he is heading for this island that I probably would also if I was, I suppose, on the other spawn, and also in a battleship, because with that spot you can actually farm ships that are pushing towards A. But it looks like the Massachusetts was more interested in trying to shoot at the ships going towards C instead. And well, luckily our airstrike that we did drop on him before he went unspotted did start a fire. But now we're trying to look for an opportunity to possibly set a second. I could use the airstrike to set him on the second, which I ultimately decide to do. But if we could have used our main guns had he pushed out a little further, then we would have technically two airstrikes to try and set double fires on the Massachusetts. Relying on one airstrike sometimes doesn't get you what you necessarily need. The airstrike that we did drop, though, does actually start the second fire, which Massachusetts does damage con. So now that we know he doesn't have a damage con anymore, we're trying to look for an opportunity to set him on fire again with our third. Unfortunately, the ship that I think was spotting him was the one at Charlie, or the one that had pushed into Charlie. And also Massachusetts reversing away. We don't have line of sight or spots. We just dropped the third airstrike on him anyway, hoping that we possibly land enough bombs or even hit him just to start the permanent fires so we can start chipping away at his HP. We do land bombs and we actually do start a single fire. Unfortunately, obviously he wasn't spotted. If we were able to do a more accurate drop, if we could have gotten a double fire, would have been a lot better. Massachusetts now trying to run away now that he's realized that well, he's going to keep getting dropped by a Provincien if he decides to stay there. Yeah, we're just trying to get rid of one of their top tier battleships. Airstrike starts another fire, so he's on a double fire and basically cooking at this point. Enemy Nagato, low HP. We can sort of lob him over the island. Would be good to finish him off as battleships can overmatch the Provincien, and I'd rather not get smashed and lose all of my HP, even though we do have a quick reloading kill that I guess has the same reload as the Ohio with the 40 seconds, and I guess also technically Georgia. Amalfi charging around the island, hoping that we could get him with an airstrike to try and help our friendly cruiser, but unfortunately he does go down, and now we just need to keep kiting since there are so many battleships in their spawn, and I'm sure dropping all the airstrikes on the Massachusetts, he probably wants to take a shot at me, and obviously there's more than just the Amalfi that is currently aiming at me, so we're just going to keep kiting away, staying angled to the Massachusetts and the battleships in their spawn. Unfortunately, Amalfi is using AP, so we also need to be careful and angle towards the Amalfi. Not ideal, but we're just going to keep running away. We've pretty much left range of the battleships, I would assume, and now it's just Amalfi that's currently looking at us. One of the upsides to using Ingenious, or really any skill that gives you an indicator for how many people are targeting you. Provincien with these, I think it's 150, might be 152 millimeter guns. We do have 30 millimeters of pen, which Amalfi and really the pretty sure the entire Italian heavy cruiser line. They do have 30mm decks and upper belts, so having the 30mm of pen with HE does help quite a bit with dealing damage, and we're able to finish off the Amalfi while kiting away. It also did help that he beached and we could drop airstrikes, but yeah. Now that the Amalfi is gone, there is a Plymouth on the border, which could be an issue. Massachusetts also repositioning, a lot of AP to actually worry about. Even though Plymouth is a light cruiser, the amount of guns and its DPM is pretty nasty. Although Plymouth, not really sure what happened. He ended up beaching on the island in the corner, but I'd kind of rather not waste my time trying to fight a Plymouth and wait for him to unbeach and actually get somewhere that's gonna be useful for him. If we can finish off this Massachusetts, it'll really give us a better opportunity to possibly finish off anything else on the other side of the map, as our team kind of folded over there and their team just charged straight through. Enemy out, low HP, Massachusetts low HP. Kind of need to start getting ships off the board. Friendly Tiger obviously needed to smoke up to run away from Massachusetts. One of the tier 6s that are, well, I want to say pretty bad. I was honestly expecting him to explode and get dev struck by the Massachusetts, but fortunately he did not. Friendly battleship that was behind us at sea is now dead, and yeah, we're kind of running out of teammates. Constellation sailing broadside to Massachusetts, not a very comforting sight. Also, Constellation is unable to finish off the Massachusetts, unfortunately, so we need to do our best to get him before he gets behind the island. We switched to AP since he is broadside, but our HE is capable of finishing him off. Enemy Algeria, also low HP. Colorado is full HP behind him, so Anot, Colorado, Algeria, and there's also a El Chapayev that's very far north of B. A lot of ships that we have to worry about, but we need to start getting these things off the board because the Plymouth is well, still behind us, and the last thing we want is for the Plymouth to start pushing in and then we run out of places that we can run, possibly kite to, in order to survive and actually finish off the enemy team. Fortunately, they only have one objective, so we don't have to worry about running out on, or rather them reaching 1,000 points and ending the game early. We have a lot of time to do what we really need to do. And out, charging in, kind of need to get rid of him. Also, because there's a Colorado, I want to avoid a crossfire as much as I can. And, well, we do build for concealment in the Provincien, so we can go unspotted and drop airstrikes. Although I'm not going to only drop airstrikes, I'm just trying to turn around so I can get into a kiting position. Enemy Chapayev is now spotted. He is also on low HP. Realistically, our biggest threat is the enemy Plymouth that's at sea, who, well, just finished off the friendly Constellation, and now there's just a low HP Tiger 59. I'm not expecting the Tiger to be able to finish off the Plymouth. I'm kind of hoping he can, as Plymouth is relatively low, but we do need to slow down the enemy push from A, just so that we don't get cornered, and well, hopefully our Tiger with the super heal can survive and do enough damage, but not very confident in that. Especially because Tiger only does have 4 guns. Not the most comforting to know, especially because he is super low. But also Plymouth is super low as well. So I'm kind of hoping that our Tiger can finish him off. Tiger does die, but he also does finish off the Plymouth, which is perfect for us. Now we just need to kite away from the battleships. Hope the Chapayev pushes in, and I guess gets himself into a bad situation where we can actually finish him off with his low HP. Trying to focus down the Anot because he is the lowest HP target, and once we do, we could potentially start pushing back in. We finally start a fire on the Anot, and this one is permanent. Our fire chance hasn't been the best, also partly due to the fact that we were using Ingenious instead of the 2% fire chance skill, but we do set him on fire, trying to get one more to guarantee his death. And now we're going to go behind the island and start turning back in. With our good concealment, we have an opportunity to reposition. But also, since we're already on the border and there's an island, it's not like there's a whole lot more room to actually run away. Anno does go down. There's just a low HP Chapayev as well as a Colorado that we have to deal with. So honestly, there is a chance for a solo warrior here, since the Plymouth also did die after our Tiger did, and that was the fourth ship that was technically still alive after we were the last. Colorado pushing in. I think they're trying to win harder. They do want to finish off I guess a cruiser instead of just capping and then running away. Since they have such a big points lead, there's realistically no possible way that, well, a cruiser should be able to win this, especially with the full HP battleship. He is going to have to start shooting to do damage. El Chapayev also trying to win harder instead of going to C to cap. He's charging to try and find me. We are basically within radar range, but he's not using it, so luckily we can get a little further away and I guess give ourselves a chance to angle away, kite, and dodge as many shells from the Colorado as we can. We do have a decent amount of time, but then again, to finish off a full HP Colorado, it is going to take some time, so we do need to start shooting at this point and start burning them down, or just doing enough damage that we can finish off at least the Chapayev, and then we can turn around and push back towards the Colorado. We get our Kraken, finish off the AL Chapayev, Colorado turning in. I'm kind of hoping he just keeps charging at me and we can keep kiting and farming, as this will be a lot easier to farm a Colorado from full HP rather than having to chase. Although I think now that we're starting to cook the Colorado and setting a bunch of fires on him, he's actually turning away to start kiting away. Unfortunately, we're right on the edge of our airstrike range, so we can't drop another one now that he's damage conned. So we need to turn back around and push back in order to get him back into the airstrike range, because we will need that extra DPM from the bomb hits or even any fires that it could possibly set. Only 10 seconds left on our engine boost, so we definitely need to turn around because, well, not having that extra speed isn't gonna get us into range of airstrikes any quicker. We do get an insta-fire once we start shooting again, which is kind of great for us. I also want to try and get to the rear of the Colorado, just in case he does decide to start turning away, and I guess kite and run away behind islands. That way he won't be able to get all of his guns on target, and he's sort of trying to do that, although he's turning into the only island that's really in front of him. And well, fortunately for us, that just gives us an opportunity to get better drops on him with our airstrikes. Although the unfortunate part is that we're kind of going towards him, so we're just going to keep getting closer as we keep pushing in. Ideally, we would turn around, although the Colorado has sort of staggered his shots. He's firing his main guns, and then his rear guns aren't loaded yet, so he fires them later. And all we really can do is just stay angled at this point, because we're definitely not going to turn out in time because he has staggered his shells. Colorado, very low, but he does pop a heal. We have 2 bars of HP left, no heals left. We've basically used all of our consumables except our DFAA because there was, well, no CV, so we didn't have to use it. Colorado, low HP, trying to do as much damage, under a minute left. His shells, unfortunately, sort of trolling him as they are landing everywhere except our ship. His last salvo, before we can finish him off, does splash. We are on 2000 HP, and yeah, very sweaty one. We're actually able to finish off the Colorado and actually get a solo warrior out of that. Also, nearly 1 million credits, not running any boosters. Pretty good match, honestly. I don't know why I don't play Provincien more. It has a lot of potential, especially when you're able to actually farm everything. I guess it's also fortunate that a lot of the things were low HP, so our teammates did, I guess, do enough before they folded on the A side. But, yeah, Provincien, super sweaty. A lot of effort in this one. But also, I'm pretty sure this is probably the best I've done in terms of dropping airstrikes. Because we did also get quite a bit of bomb hits, which also helped us set fires, especially when we needed it against the Colorado. But yeah, Dorman. Probably could have used the fire chance skill, but also having Ingenious to let me know whenever people are targeting me. Kind of important. I mean, it is a light cruiser, and you can explode at some points in this game. A lot of RNG does go into it, though. When you're broadside, you'll probably just get overpenned, but better not to chance it, as, well, I'd rather not get deathstruck, period. But anyway, yeah, concealment build with Dorman, and probably could have also gotten away with using the legendary skill for the airstrikes, but at the same time, having that extra heal did come in handy, especially in this match, as we were left with 2k HP. Without the fourth heal, we would have actually probably died and lost. So heals coming in clutch, especially with the quick reload, and also extra engine boost or DFAA if we actually needed it. But that's pretty much it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more, and share it with your friends, or leave a comment down below on other ships you want to see in the future. But anyway, till next time, aloha.